Welcome to the Pretty and Profiting Show, your favorite show for branding, beauty, business, and the truth of how to be a boss lady and build your empire. Pause the show right now and grab your free gift at profitablepersonalbrand.com/hot. It's a workbook and audio training on 5 high-performing strategies to dominate your market and add an extra $1,000 to $10,000 to your bottom line. And now, your host. She's a fierce, creative freaking genius who is known by many as Nikki Hustle. Nicole K. Lundy.
Welcome to today's show. It's Nicole K. Lundy, your host. It's the Pretty and Profiting Show. And today I got wind of an article. I think I read it on Entrepreneur or Inc.com. Not really sure, but it was talking about the science of simplicity, and it mentions Mark Zuckerberg, founder, CEO of Facebook, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, and it talked about how they do not waste moments choosing an outfit and looking, making decisions on what they eat, what they wear every day, because it takes away from all of the other important decisions that they have to make. Even in the article, it quotes President Obama saying that we'll only see him wearing gray or blue suits. I'm trying to pare down my decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make. He mentions also research that shows the simple act of making decisions degrades one's ability to make further decisions. So I agree. I totally agree. But one thing I will say is the article did not mention or have commentary from a woman's perspective. So these are all powerful men quoted in this article of how they keep it simple. And I know for a fact that it looks a little different for us women, us powerful women, keeping decisions simple in our lives so that we are able to focus on the other decisions we have to make. One is because we don't have suits, especially if you're an entrepreneur, and sidetrack, I always go sidetrack a bit. When I was in finance, we had a uniform. It was black, blue, or gray suits. We dressed like the men dressed like us. It was just a big sea of people that looked the same and talked the same. But as an entrepreneur, it's not the same reality. And as a woman in business, as a woman entrepreneur, it's a little different. We have hair to do. We have monthly activities going on with our body. We just have different things to do. So how does keeping it simple look for us as boss women, building our empire and really killing the game? How does it look? And then I also wanted to get real on, am I keeping it simple? Because if I'm talking to you about this, do I have any examples of me keeping it simple? So I will confess there are things that I could make simpler in my life. But I want to talk about my hair because every time I leave the house, at least 50 people either want to touch it, comment on it, ask me detailed questions about it. It's a hot topic. And one of the things I commonly hear is, oh my goodness, that must take you so much time in the morning to do. And other commentary along those lines. And the reality is it doesn't. My hair, I always say my hair looks complicated, but it's super simple. So I was like, oh, maybe that's the answer. Maybe I am keeping it simple unconsciously or consciously, because I am not a hair person, although my hairstyle seems to tell another story, but it's literally the simplest hairstyle I've ever had in my entire life, besides me changing the color every 9 months or so, sometimes sooner. But how can I keep it simple otherwise? So when I'm recording this show, for instance, I don't necessarily have to dress up per se, but when I'm on video, I really maximize those times I'm dressed up. and in front of the camera, and also maximize my client days when I am in front of people on Skype, my clients on Skype. So I don't necessarily have the answer because I feel like it's easier. And my men that listen to this show, I have a lot of you listening. You might feel I'm a little biased on it, but I just think it's a different reality for women CEOs to keep it simple. It's a different reality for how you do it, men, my men listeners, handsome and profiting, and my women listeners to do it. How do we keep it simple between our hair, our fashion, our family life, our relationship life, our own personal things that we have to tend to, because we are boss women with a very womanly body that does its thing. So the question is to you today, like, how can we keep it simple? I think I have a few ideas, and I'm going to start sharing them with you right after the break. Be right back. Join the Pretty and Profiting Posse if you are a real deal woman entrepreneur creating wealth and making a global impact with your business. Represent yourself. Head on over to prettyandprofiting.com and get your merchandise. Profit in style. So we're back, and today we're talking about, keeping it simple. This whole topic came from an article I read recently on entrepreneur.com or inc.com. Really not sure, but it named a lot of powerful men: President Obama, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Albert Einstein, all giving commentary on how they make their lives easier by adopting a simple wardrobe. I'm getting tripped up on the word, but a simple wardrobe and very simple eating, so that they have more focused time to make important decisions. I'm all for that. I just think it's a different picture when we're talking about powerful women. So here are some ideas that I've come up with, and I definitely want to hear your ideas too. So one is really having a routine for self-care, including hair care, skin care, and everything else that we need to tend to as a woman. Two, really structuring our days, our work days. If you work virtually like me, so I do branding work with clients all over the world, and I really am going to consciously from now on really structure my days. If I'm going to be on Skype and on my video calls for my client sessions, I can do way more videos on those days too, and really leverage the time that I am dressed up from the top up, because I still have on my yoga pants and socks, and really utilize those days, the days when I'm behind the scenes doing my client work and talking to you on the Pretty and Profiting show. I don't have to be dressed up, and those wardrobe days can be simple, which they are already, but I have to be at a moment's notice ready to do an interview, ready to jump on a call if my client has an emergency, something big that's coming up in their business that they need branding help with. So I'm really, this show, I just want to encourage you to let's look at how we can make our lives simpler, because as CEO women, as women building our empire, and in this Pretty and Profiting movement, we need to have mental, physical, emotional space to make those big decisions, to up-level our success, up-level our business, up-level our life, up-level every single thing. And we don't want to spend what may seem like a few minutes here and there, figuring out what shirt I'm going to wear, because every single day you have to make decisions other than bigger decisions. So that's it for today's episode. We're talking about up-leveling our success by keeping it simple. I want all of us to really get honest and look at how we can even simplify things even more. Nicole K. Lundy, Pretty and Profiting Show. I will see you on the next episode. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Pretty and Profiting. Want to learn more about me and what I do? Head on over to profitablepersonalbrand.com. Also, I have a super juicy giveaway for one lucky show subscriber. If you want to enter, you just have to do 2 simple things. 1, subscribe to the show. 2, leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher, and you'll be entered into this month's $25 Sephora gift card giveaway. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay pretty and stack those profits.